Hi there, welcome back. Now imagine raising a child with a stranger that you met online and you've never been romantically involved with.
It's called co-parenting. It started in the States, as many things do, and is becoming increasingly popular here.
Log on, create a profile and look for a match. No, it's not online dating, but the search for a co-parent. With many of us prioritising career over family life, thousands of people are going online to find someone to share the financial and emotional responsibilities of raising a child. It all sounds very straightforward, but it isn't. English law stipulates a child can only have two legal parents, but with co-parenting, often there are more than two adults involved, which leaves complicated legal issues like visitation rights. But it's left critics wondering if this is a step too far by creating another modern family.
Well, co-parenting started in America, and we're joined now by Rachel Hope from Los Angeles, and she's had two children with different male friends. So tell us how this came about then. How did you go about practically making the decision not to have a romantic relationship and find the father of your children online?
Well, I met somebody that I had every core value in common. We didn't have a romantic connection, but we knew we could make excellent parents together. And I didn't know that I would meet somebody as good of a match. So 23 years ago, we came up with a co-parenting agreement.
Why not do it romantically like a lot of people do? Find someone you love, get married maybe, not necessarily, and have children together.
That's the ideal, but if it's not something that you're blessed with, then what is another option? This is just another option if you don't have the perfect romantic partner that you're confident your family will stay together.
But traditionalists, Rachel, would say then maybe don't have children.
Well, I don't know. I think the proof is that I've been raising kids for 23 years and they're excellent, well-adjusted in a sustainable, intact home where there's a family bond, a love and a commitment, and it's worked out great. I think kids just really need to know they have two committed parents that love them, who want them, and they flourish.
And how's it worked out? Because with the best of intentions, it's still a relationship, isn't it? And you're going to disagree along the way. How has it worked out over the years?
Fantastic. I mean, to me, it's been the best of being like married in a stable home life, raising kids together, and also still being single and being open to meeting somebody else.
OK. Rachel, thanks very much indeed for joining us from the States. Well, joining us in the studio are Patrick Harrison. He's co-founder of a co-parenting website here, and journalist Carol Malone. Morning to you both. Does it work in a similar way for your website, Patrick? And as we said there, it's sort of taken off in the States. How popular is it becoming here?
It's quite popular here. I mean, I think it's keeping pace with the States or maybe overtaking the States now. So I think it's starting to become popular. People are starting to see it as a viable option.
Rachel at the end there said, you know, I have all the benefits of being single, I can still go out and date and that kind of thing. It's a bit like having your cake and eating it.
I wouldn't put it that way. I mean, I think people enter into this, they do it, they don't enter into it lightly, and they do it because they haven't found a conventional way of having a family. So, I mean, I think it's just that happens as a byproduct of it. People don't think, oh, I'll go into this because I can have my cake and eat it.
Sounds perfection, Carol. Is this the future of the modern family? Take all the romantic tension out, but have all the stability of marriage?
Well, I really hope it isn't, because what you've got is you've got a man who doesn't love a woman, you've got a woman who doesn't love a man, and in many cases they don't even know each other. They're not friends. This lady that we just had on said it was two of her friends. These aren't friends. These are people they meet on a website. They have a few exchanges, then they decide to have children together. And the word itself, co-parenting, what that means is part-time parents. And you can't be a part-time parent. You're gonna have kids brought up in two different worlds. And you ask the kids of divorced parents how that goes. And you can start off, I completely agree, can start off with the best of intentions, but someone you meet online, you don't know what they're going to be like in a year's time. You're going to have to make a contract where you decide the future of your child. Discipline, education, morals, values, visiting rights. So many things can go wrong.
But
in
maybe
that.
it's easier
People
to do
can
that
change.
if you take romantic love out of it. You're not caught up in a whirlwind of, oh, I just want to get married to him or her.
Children learn from their parents, and what they learn is about love. They learn about shared relationships. They learn how to build a life together. Who's going to teach them that if the two people in their lives are living in separate houses, maybe even in separate cities?
OK, well, I think we can go back to Rachel Hope from Los Angeles, who's still there listening into this. What do you make of that, then?
Well, I believe in parenting partnership is a better term for it. And forming that partnership also, I live with my co-parents, or my parenting partners, because it does create that cohesiveness that she was talking about, that we are on the same page. There's not two separate parenting styles going on. We're doing it together. It's an intense commitment, much like marriage, if you're doing it right.
That doesn't have to be the case. Probably in most cases, they won't live together. And I just think, you know, this is an experiment. I don't know why that lady did it 20 years ago. She had loads of time to meet someone 20 years ago, because I don't know how old she is, but she looks very young now. But this is an experiment, and the kids are at the heart of this experiment. And if this unconventional family goes wrong, it's the kids who are the victims.
People don't go into it lightly. I mean, we find that people think, oh, they meet somebody and then it's just done. But people actually spend a lot of time getting to know somebody, and frequently co-parents are friends or friends of friends, and people spend a long time going through everything and talking about things, and in ways that I never did, and I'm in a so-called ordinary marriage.
This is online. This is people meeting people online.
They're meeting
that
people
can't
online,
be the way
but
to have kids.
then they meet them offline, and they talk about things, and they sit down and they work out.
So you have a few
values.
months and you talk about it, and then you go into a lifelong partnership with someone, and to do the most important thing two people can ever do, bring up children. And what happens if they don't like each other?
How does that differ to conventional,
Because in a conventional marriage relationship, you start off with shared goals, shared passions. You want to bring up a child. You bring a child into the world with love.
Last words, Patrick.
The way it works is that people don't go into co-parenting with somebody they're incompatible with. They find out the shared values much more than I ever did, and then they go from there. So they start from a point of strength.
I'd like to know if people go into co-parenting and then maybe fall in love after having children together.
That does happen. That does happen, and that's one of, because sometimes people say you fall in love with people at work, or you fall in love with your friends. You just don't realise, because
or you fall in love with the parents of your the dad of your children.
You could end up hating them.
You could, but then that could happen in a conventional marriage. So,
OK. Well, look, it's been a fascinating debate. Thank you very much to you two, and also to you, Rachel, in America. And I bet you've got views on that too, haven't you? So do get in touch and let us know what you think.